here, and we're going to be doing our BGMC Sunday. But before we do that, we need to get up and dance and worship the Lord, right? Okay, so the first song is one of our all-time favorites. We've been doing it for the last couple weeks. We did it for the last couple years. I know most of you know it, Won't Let Go, but now I have a brand new song. Like, you haven't even seen it in the last month. It's brand new. It's called All of Me, and I hope you like it.
My way, I'm the darkness into your light. My heart surrenders to your design. You gave me purpose, so I give my life. I'm giving you all of me. Out of the darkness and into your light. My heart surrenders to your design. You gave me purpose, so I give my life. I'm giving you all of me. Forever I will lift my voice. Forever you will be my choice. Forever I will stand for you. I'm giving you all of me. I'm giving you all of me. Forever I will lift my voice. Forever you will be my choice. Forever I will stand for you. I'm giving you all of me. I'm giving you all of me. I'm giving you all of me.
I know some of you were up there dancing and praising and singing to the Lord. Great job. Okay, so this morning's going to be a different kind of service. We have not had a BGMC Sunday in, it seems like, forever, right? Well, I know we aren't going to be able to take our offering today, but we're still going to learn about a country that is in need of missionaries and how our change can help change the world. Okay, so let's watch this intro video.
Hi, I'm Emily, and welcome to Go 360, the show that takes you 360 degrees around the world. And these are panpipes, a musical instrument from a place called Bolivia. That's in South America. A lot of the kids in Bolivia have it pretty rough. Some don't have food or clothes, or even a mom and dad.
Everywhere you go in Bolivia, you see children, generally on the street. Some of them are helping the moms sell fruits and vegetables, sell meat. Sometimes you see them on the streets with little boxes of candy, trying to earn money. People just don't have the money to take care of their kids and to support them. And so when they feel like maybe they can care for themselves a bit, they abandon them on the streets.
The children here seem to be very content with so little, but on the same hand, they're starving for affection. I know when I come to the school here, if I hug one child, I'll soon have a whole crowd and lines, and they're just waiting, and teachers are hollering for them to get to class. But they're looking for acceptance. They're looking for love.
Wow, I guess we have it pretty good here in the United States. Okay, what's green and red, has wings, and will eat right off your tongue? There's gotta be a better way to feed your parrot. Out in the villages, there's no electricity. There's no Xbox, no PlayStation, no TV. The kids here have to invent their own ways to play and have fun. So when Missionary Rich comes to town with his videos, it's always a special treat.
Once we get into the village, we usually show some videos, share Christ. We use the video as a jump-off point. Because a video, when you get into a village where there's no electricity, a video becomes a great draw.
Some of the kids whose moms are in prison have to live there too, because there's nowhere else to go. So missionary Sandy tells them about Jesus and takes them somewhere every Saturday so they can get away and have fun.
We want to provide a safe, loving environment for these kids. We can't reach them all, but we're going to sure try one by one to do everything we can to share the love of Jesus with them and show the love of Jesus to them.
Someday you could find yourself halfway around the world telling people about Jesus, like missionaries Rich, Sandy, and Lori. Kids in Bolivia and all over the world need Jesus, and it's up to us to tell them. So remember, go 360.
Wow! Could you imagine not having electricity in your house? I mean, no tablets to charge, no cell phones, no YouTube, no Netflix or Disney Plus? That must be really hard. I also felt really bad for the kids who have to be with their parents in prison. That has to be a tough life. Okay, so before we continue to learn about Bolivia and how we can pray for Bolivia and the people there for them to know Jesus, I seem to have lost those bunny barrels I had before. Can you help me find them in this game? Okay, so there's gonna be a picture and you have 10 seconds to try to find the bunny barrel and point it out on the screen. After 10 seconds, it will reveal itself, okay? Can you help me find my bunny barrel? bunny barrels you were able to find. While you were playing your game, I was able to find my bunny barrel. It seems pretty empty. I better start filling it up so I can bring it back to church and bring it in for offering. Okay, so let's learn more about the country of Bolivia. I have a little slideshow for you. We have 8 AG missionaries, 2,000 AG churches, and 16 Bible schools in Bolivia. This is Alvaro. He lives in Bolivia. Alvaro speaks Spanish and Quechua. In Quechua, he says, Rima ka la ki, which means hello. Alvaro's family is Quechua. They live in a small village in the hills outside the city of Cochabamba. Quechua women braid their hair and wear colorful clothing and hats. Alvaro's mother weaves colorful shawls to sell at market. Alvaro's family uses alpacas to carry the heavy loads. Alvaro is learning to play the charango made from an armadillo shell. For snack, he loves empanadas, small pies stuffed with meat. In February, he enjoys a festival called Carnival. People dress in traditional costumes. And everyone sprays foamy water on each other. Bolivia has many colorful exotic birds, like the toucan, and many types of hummingbirds. Bolivia has lots of mountains. The tops are covered with snow year-round. Bolivia has the world's highest lake. And the world's highest capital city. When it's winter in the US, it's summer in Bolivia. In the city of Cochabamba, it feels like spring all year long. Bolivians need Jesus. Many Bolivians mix spirit worship with Christianity. They worship the sun, the moon, the earth, animals, and more. Some practice witchcraft. They even have a witch's market. They need to know that Jesus is the only way to God. Missionaries help by teaching about Jesus. And by starting churches. Boys learn about Jesus through the Royal Rangers program. Missionaries show the love of Jesus by helping people in need. For example, in the city of Cochabamba is a women's prison. The kids of the prisoners have to live with them in the prison. It's the same all over Bolivia. They have to sleep on cold concrete floors with no beds or blankets. They have no toys and there is very little food to eat. When the prison gets too crowded, the kids are turned out onto the streets. Missionaries Rich and Sandy Farthing began ministering to the kids and teach them about Jesus. They brought food to the prison, clothes for the kids, like these new sweatsuits, and blankets. Kids line up to get the new clothes. And to get something to eat. The kids say thank you with hugs. Some mothers get saved when they hear the message about Jesus. Wow, that's so interesting. I didn't know all that about Bolivia, did you? What was your favorite part? Was it about the birds, or the food, or that it was always springtime there? I mean, I might have to go vacation there. I mean, no snow? Rock on. As most of you know, we always do a true missionary story, okay? So, listen up and we'll discuss it afterwards.
Bolivia. How did God do it? In the country of Bolivia in South America, there is a prison for women in the city of Palmasola. Children live at the prison too, but they aren't prisoners. They are there because their mothers are prisoners. Having no other place to go, the kids must live with their mothers in the prison. They aren't given much food to eat, they have to sleep on the floor, and they have no chance to get an education. Missionaries Jack and George Balin saw this need, and they felt led by God to do something about it. So they started the Freedom School. Kids who live at the Palmasola prison can now learn to read and write. They get school uniforms and 2 good meals a day. Most importantly, they learn about Jesus. One day, the Balins decided to take a few of the Freedom School teachers for a day of sightseeing in El Fuerte to see the pre-Inca ruins high in the beautiful Andes Mountains of Bolivia. These majestic mountains rise thousands of feet in the air. The cliff roads are incredibly steep and narrow with no guardrails. The Balins drove in their Speed the Light van. It was Wednesday morning. There were 7 people in the van. Everyone was laughing and having a great time telling stories when all of a sudden, one of the teachers in the back of the van started speaking in tongues. Georgia looked at this teacher to try to figure out why she had started praying in the midst of them having a good time, but the teacher just kept praying in the Spirit. She couldn't stop speaking in tongues. Her spirit was praying with great intensity, and she didn't know why. The van came around a curve and suddenly it hit a puddle and slid to the right, toward the cliff. No one knew that there had been a bad rainstorm in the mountains the night before. As a result of the storm, there had been a landslide, and a large portion of the road was washed out. Jack saw in an instant that the road was gone, so he slammed on the brakes to avoid falling into the washed-out portion and down the steep cliff. They were thousands of feet up the mountain, so a fall from the road at this height would be deadly. As Jack slammed on the brakes, the van started to slip sideways toward the hole. They went into a free slide in the mud. He couldn't do anything to stop it. Everyone thought they would surely die. Georgia closed her eyes and called out to Jesus for help. She truly thought that when she opened her eyes, she would be in heaven, because they all would die. As everyone in the van closed their eyes and braced themselves for the fall, a miracle happened. The van suddenly stopped. When everyone opened their eyes, they saw they were on the other side of the large hole. They had passed over the landslide without feeling so much as a small bump. Everyone got out to take a look. They couldn't believe their eyes. They could see where the tire tracks of the van went up to the hole in the road and then reappeared about 5 feet on the other side of the landslide. Since everyone had their eyes closed, no one knows exactly what happened. All they knew was that God had kept them safe. Now everyone realized why the teacher had suddenly started praying in tongues. The Spirit of God was praying through her for protection for everyone in that van. We serve an awesome God who can do anything. Thank you for giving to BGMC. BGMC has helped to provide lots of supplies for the Freedom School and other schools in Bolivia for the children of prisoners. Because of kids like you and BGMC, kids at the Palmasola prison know the power and love of Jesus.
Wow, can you believe it? Were you like on your edge when you were listening to the true missionary story? You know, how they were traveling up that huge mountain and the car almost fell off the cliff? I was like hanging on to Buddy Barrel here so I didn't get scared. Isn't that amazing how God works? How God laid it on the teacher's heart to start praying, and she didn't even know why, but she was just obedient like that. I love when God does that. And you know, He can do that in your life too. Sometimes we just start praying and we don't know why. We might not always know why God is asking us to pray, but the important part is to be obedient to Him and His Spirit. Let's continue on with our scripture verse and our prayer for Bolivia. Wow, we learned a lot about Bolivia, right? And now we know how to pray for Bolivia. Isn't BGMC amazing? You know what else is amazing? You guys. And I hope you're having an amazing time. I miss you. I love you. Till next time. Bye-bye.